vagina holds enormous amount of power. And he who can rid himself of the conditioning and of the addiction of the vagina is a truly powerful man. The man who can have sex and still walks away. The man who can choose to walk away from a woman when he knows that I love this vagina. I love her vagina. It's sweet, but my life purpose is more important. My life goals are more important. My business in the world are more important. My impact in the world is more important. And I am leaving because the only thing that we got going on here is the vagina. Yours truly has done this. I left my last relationship before I was able to come to the place where I can start my YouTube channel and I can start my website and I can start coaching and start helping men to change their lives. I loved that vagina. That thing was sweet. I loved her touch. I loved her beauty. I loved everything. But see, I had already learned all this powerful stuff that I'm sharing with you. So that wasn't enough to keep me. I couldn't focus to work with her because she has certain lifestyles, her family, her friends, the way something she believes, and she was molested and raped when she was young. That means she hates men and she's hostile towards men. There were certain things that I always got caught up into distractions that couldn't serve me. And I wanted to be able to do this, what I'm doing right now. I wanted to be able to operate on my life purpose in this world because I have dreams and I have a vision. And being with her made it hard for me to have the freedom to do that. And I mustered my courage and I let go. And quite frankly, it was all about that. I let go of that vagina because my success was more important for me. My impact on the world was more important for me. Sharing this message right now was more important for me. The book that I'm writing is more important for me. The future business that I will start is more important for me. You are addicted to the feminine. You are addicted to her sex. You are addicted to her beauty, her touch, her words, her affection. Unless you detach yourself from those things, that is, unless you get rid of the illusion and the unnecessary parts of those things, you may never be able to ascend to real power. You may never be able to acquire real masculine power. Not only by default as a male, you are weak to those things, but societal conditioning has added many layers on top of that weakness, or on top of that desire that you have naturally for the feminine everything. I said the feminine everything. So for a man who want to attain real masculine power, presence, success, true joy, true peace, for a man who wants to reach a place of unshakable confidence, unshakable self-worth and self-love, a man who wants to have impact on the world, on his environment, a man who wants to have the focus, unbreakable focus to work on his craft, must detach himself from the conditioning he has received to the feminine personality, as well as getting rid of the weaknesses associated with the feminine. If you want to experience real freedom, you have to remove the unnecessary layers of conditioning that you have to the feminine. So number one, Detoxing from yourself from vaginal conditioning will set you free. Second, it will empower you to be successful with yourself and with women. You see, the simp is a guy who's blue-pilled and who thinks that serving a woman, pursuing a woman, loving a woman, and begging a woman and making a woman more important is what's going to give him power. That actually disempowers him, because a woman does not want to be needed. She wants to be wanted. A woman wants a man that she can respect, not a man who's begging for her presence, begging for her vagina, begging to come. No, she doesn't. So unless you acquire power, that is, you detach yourself from the power that the feminine traits, the feminine personality has over you, you can't even be successful with a woman. Because you can't manage yourself. Your emotions are all over. So you can't even control yourself so that you can control the situation. You can't even pick up cues that she's giving you, because you're all wrapped up into seeking to please her and seeking for her to give you some affection. Mama's boy. And then the third thing that this detox will do for you, it will set you on your way to fulfill your life's mission, your life's purpose. Okay? So this is for men who want to be great, to want to become legends, to want to have an impact on the world, to want to master themselves and reign supreme in their kingdom. This is for those men. So, with that being said, let's go. The first thing you need to detox yourself from is the feminine beauty. I'm talking about her face, her shape, her complexion, her big booty, her fat ass, her height, her hair. We are driven by the feminine beauty. If you should observe unconscious men, they're always looking up and down as women walk up and down. I mean, you should see a man, his eyes are always moving in the direction of a woman's body, butt, or face. Some, of course, you know that some men will move in with a woman and get married to a woman just because of the way she looks, just because what it gives him, what it does for him. Although she may have a nasty personality, she may be illiterate, she may be highly emotional, highly toxic, she may impede his progress and his success. But oh boy, he's so weak to her beauty. He's so weak to that apple bottom. I mean, he loves taking pictures with her. He loves walking around holding hand and putting his hand around her waist. Unless you detach yourself from that. That is, I'm not saying that you will get to the place where you will take an ugly woman. I don't believe there's an ugly woman. First of all, every woman has her own beauty for the beholder, because beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So, but unless you let the unnecessary of that go, you may not find a woman suitable to your own personality, to your own dreams, because you're looking for a woman with a fat ass, with an apple bottom. But then she's a whore. She can't support a man with dream. So that's contradictory. And you can't be peaceful with her. I'm just saying as an example. Not that all women with apple bottoms and big booties are whores. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just making the point. Because what happens, beautiful women are being chased by so many men that they become crazy. And they pick up bad attitudes because they know they are wanted. That's the principle of demand and supply. Whenever demand goes up, supply's price and value goes up. So, all men want me? I'm going to make you pay for having me. It's one of those things in life. So you have to get to the place where you remove the unnecessary layer and you tell yourself, I am now looking for more of personality, value, then I'm looking for a woman who's striking to the eyes, or a woman with a big booty, or a woman with an apple bottom. Because that part is conditioning. It's unnecessary. It's conditioning. It's really unnecessary. You could do well with a woman with a medium booty, but you want the big one. You can do well with a woman who doesn't have the shape of those women in magazine, because she's educated, she's calm, she knows your value, she will support your dreams, she will follow you, but you don't want her. And if you should start dating her, you make her suffer. You make her chase you until she gets enough of you and she lets go. Because you're so effed up by conditioning. And you have to let that go if you want to become successful, if you want to have power over yourself, if you want to still be in control when you walk into a place, like whether there is a badass woman there or not. You have to remove that layer of unnecessary conditioning, because some men get uncomfortable. Like Drake says, when a big booty woman walks in the room, or when a beautiful woman is talking to them, they start shaking, they start sweating, because they are weak to it. You see, that's the weakness in you. If a beautiful woman, a big booty woman walks in a room, and so all of a sudden something in you shakes, you feel like something in you just vibrates, that means you are weak to that. You are weak to it. That can trip you at any given time, and that can hold you back at any given time. You have to remove that. The reason for that is it will distract you, it will trip you, you will be needy to it, and it will continue to disempower you. True masculinity, true masculine power comes from being able to remove that layer of illusional conditioning. That's one. Number two, detox yourself from the feminine touch. I'm talking about her love, her affection, her tenderness, her words, and your need for her to hold you, whether in bed, whether in public, your need for her to hold your hands in public, kiss you in public. The feminine touch is probably second to the power that her vagina holds. Men who had childhood traumas with their mothers, men who still have mama's issues, are crazy over the woman's touch. They want the woman to touch them. They want the woman to hold them. They want to hold her. They want to be next to her. They want to rub skin with her. They want her to be tender to them. They want her to stroke their heads and massage their scalp and play with them and touch them, because without such care they can't go on, because they're weak to it. I'm gonna tell you, go fix and heal your childhood traumas. Go heal your mama's issues. Go find the problems in your past with your mother, perhaps who neglected you, so that you can stop being weak to the feminine's touch, to the feminine's affection and love. Some men cannot do without a woman's affection. They cannot do without a woman calling them and texting them, and they get all riled up if a woman doesn't call or doesn't text, or if a woman doesn't show the proper affection, because he depends on that, because he's weak to that, because his sense of self and significance is tied to that. My friend, if you don't remove that out of you, you cannot acquire true masculine power. You cannot make your impact on this world, because that is your Achilles heel. That means at any given moment, this will trip you. At any given moment, this will destabilize you. No wonder most men cannot advance. No wonder most men will start having a little bit of progress and then fall back because he just made a bad bitch, right? Like, oh, I made a bad, and he goes crazy. Ooh, she's really bad, man. Ooh. Anyhow, but seriously speaking, this is something that you need to consider. You need to consider detoxing yourself from the feminine touch. A woman's hands are powerful. I'm not saying that you will never experience a touch. What I'm saying is you have to remove the unnecessary part of it. You have to remove the unnecessary conditioning that you have to it. But you will still receive it. And the funny thing is, unless you do this, you can't receive a woman's touch because you'll always be crazy and you will mess up the relationship. But when you heal and detox yourself, you become so strong that you can receive the touch without going crazy. Because what happens is a woman is known for this. She knows how to get you. All she has to do is withdraw her touch and withdraw her affection and withdraw her love, and you go crazy. Withdraw her sex, ooh, you lose your mind. You take the house down, you burn the house down, you punch the wall, you take off in the car and you call out of work. You go drinking and waste your life. You see the problems there? If you want to be powerful, if you want to attain true liberty, true freedom, you have to detach yourself. You have to detox yourself and detach from the feminine's touch, affection, and love. You don't need that. You want it, but you don't need it. When you create your new self in you, it will come to you easily, much more easily, because you will be empowered and a woman will be drawn to the power that you display. Okay? Another one. Detox yourself from the vagina itself. We must be honest, and I believe I've been honest in my expressions. The vagina is so sweet. Oh my God. It's sweet. It's very compelling. Every time a man is ejaculating in a woman's vagina, there are a lot of unconscious decisions being made, such as, ooh, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna move in with her. I love this woman. I'm staying with this woman. All that is unconscious in you. You probably never caught it, but I guarantee you, if you have a girlfriend, you have a wife, the next time you have sex and you're ejaculating with her, if you're not on semen retention, I hope that you're on semen retention, or maybe you can look into your past. You will realize that each time you were ejaculating, at the bottom of your mind, when you were least thinking, when you were not thinking, there were conversations happening. There were words such as, oh, I love this woman, I love this woman, I'll never leave her, I'm gonna move in with this woman, I'm gonna marry this woman, But when you come back to your senses, that's not what you see, that's not what you think. You don't think that you should marry her. And then it becomes a power struggle. It becomes an issue for you, because a part of you wants to marry her, wants to be with her, because that part loves the sex. But the rational part of you, the rational male in you, doesn't think that she's the one for you to be with, because she probably is irrational, emotional, disorderly. Whatever the issues might be with her. But yet you can't get away with her, because every time, and women knows that, and women have pussy power is a real power for women. Pussy power is a real tangible power that she can take to the bank and deposit that. She can put her 2 cents in, which means spreading her 2 legs, and get $1 back. She can bet on her vagina. Oh yes, she can go to war on her vagina. She can send men to war because of her vagina. That's all That's all strip clubs are about. That's all the escort service are about. That's what porn is about. That's what most women on the road is about. That's why getting married to celebrities and rich men, businessmen is about. Is selling that sweet thing. It's banking on the vagina. I mean, the vagina holds enormous amount of power, and he who can rid himself of the conditioning and of the addiction of the vagina is a truly powerful man. The man who can have sex, ejaculates in the vagina, and still walks away. The man who can choose to walk away from a woman when he knows that I love this vagina. I love her vagina. It's sweet, but my life purpose is more important. My life goals are more important. My business in the world are more important. My impact in the world is more important. And I am leaving because the only thing that we got going on here is the vagina. Yours truly has done this. I left my last relationship before I was able to come to the place where I can start my YouTube channel, and I can start my website, and I can start coaching and start helping men to change their lives. I loved that vagina. That thing was sweet. I loved her touch. I loved her beauty. I loved everything. But see, I had already learned all this powerful stuff that I'm sharing with you. So that wasn't enough to keep me. I couldn't focus to work with her because she has certain lifestyles, her family, her friends, the way some things she believes, and she was molested and raped when she was young. That means she hates men and she's hostile towards men. There were certain things that I always got caught up into distractions that couldn't serve me, and I wanted to be able to do this, what I'm doing right now. I wanted to be able to operate on my life purpose in this world because I have dreams and I have a vision, and being with her made it hard for me to have the freedom to do that. And I mustered my courage and I let go, and quite frankly, it was all about that. I let go of that vagina because my success was more important for me. My impact on the world was more important for me. Sharing this message right now was more important for me. The book that I'm writing is more important for me. The future business that I will start is more important for me. So I had to get to this place in order for me to let go of the relationship. And I was, and happily so. I don't regret it. I don't look back. No. I'm not saying nobody, but I smash, and I stay focused 24/7. Because I'm more inclined to have an impact on the world than to be with a woman. Mostly because sex is great and stuff. So you have to detach yourself from the vagina itself. The vagina is sweet. Yes, it kills men. It holds men back. It destroys men. It turns men crazy. Yes, it sends men to jail. It destroys men's lives, causes men to lose their reputation. The vagina is powerful. Unless you detach yourself and remove the unnecessary conditioning layers that you have, you will always be weak to the vagina, which means you probably will never be able to get yourself together and be strong and have an impact on this world. Yeah. So men have forgotten their dreams pursuing the vagina. Men have been reduced to nothing pursuing the vagina. It's a real problem. But of course, if you're watching this video, it's because you want to be powerful, you want to be strong, you want to have control over yourself, where now you can enjoy a woman. So I'm gonna tell you in conclusion what all this is going to do for you. What all this is going to do for you is it's going to set you free and put you in a position of power for yourself, where you will choose to associate yourself with a woman not on account of how she looks, how big is her vagina, her booty, how beautiful she looks, how sweet her vagina is. It will not be because of your weakness to those things. It will be because you have decided that her character, her values, her personality are what you want, despite of how she looks, despite how good sex is, despite how good you feel in public walking with her. That's true maturity, because now you're satisfying your spirit first of all, and you're also gaining a support for your dreams, because she supports your dreams, she supports your vision. She's the right woman to help you build an empire. So the weaknesses that common men are plagued by will just be a history for you. You know, there's a lot more that can be said about these topics, but this is really just a surface touch on them. It has taken a lot of years of active meditation, contemplation, studies, research, trial and error, and quite frankly, some suffering too, to get where I am, where if I talk to a woman, I think she thinks that she wants me. She would like to have an opportunity, and most women already know that. Okay, you know, I probably will never have an opportunity to date this guy or to even share space with him like that. So just let that go. It's a place of true power, true control over myself, and a good handle over the direction of my life, without that being clouded by the feminine or my desire for the feminine.